Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Oh my God, it's been a week, you guys. I've been wanting to get this tutorial out for you guys, but I was just really busy this week. But here I am, and I'm gonna teach you guys how to change the the rings in your planner. Okay. So as you can see here, they come in gold, and sometimes I just want to switch it up and I wanted to match my spreads a little better. So I'm going to show you a way that I do it to change them to whatever color you need them to be. Okay. There's going to be a couple of steps that we're going to do in this tutorial. We're going to first export this page out of your PDF annotating app as a PDF. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because when I export it as a PDF, it's going to retain the quality that's already in this image. I did notice that it is a little lower res, so sending it out as an image and then trying to extract the rings that way, it's just going to become more pixelated. So definitely with this particular image, a PDF is going to work better. Okay. Once you export the PDF, you're going to bring it into Affinity Photo, and we're going to get rid of all the bits and pieces off that PDF that we don't need. The letter, everything that's on this page, basically, except for the rings, we're going to keep. After we do that, we are going to need a program or an application that's going to allow you to remove the background of that of the rings. This is a flattened PDF, so that background image of the ring is on top of a white background. So we're going to need a way to be able to remove that background. In this tutorial, I am going to use Canva. But you can use whatever you're comfortable with. I know that there are free applications that are available, but for this tutorial, I'm used to using Canva, so that's what I'm going to use. After I take the rings out and remove the background, I'm going to re-download that image. I'm going to take it into Affinity, clean it up a little bit because there will be some noise around it that I will just clean up. And then I will show you guys how I change the color. Okay, so let's start. So first off, we're going to go ahead and export a PDF out of this app. And I'm going to share. Oh, let me change that to a PDF. Just the current page. And I'm going to share it. And I'm going to save it to my files. And I'm just going to leave it in my downloads. Okay. Once I have that done, I'm going to jump into Affinity Photo. And I am going to hit Open, Import Document. And I am going to locate that PDF. So it's going to go ahead and open it up in Affinity. I'm going to go ahead and bypass all of that. Just hit OK. And now I am in Affinity Photo and the PDF is here. So if you open up your layers panel, you'll see that you have all these different pieces to this PDF, and a lot of it we are just going to go ahead and get rid of it. So let me switch over to my selection, and you see these are all individual ones that we do not need. So I am going to clean this up. Oh, that one we're going to need. That's actually the one that we need. So if we move that out of the way. And you could just go into your layers panel, actually, mass select everything and get rid of it. But this will work too. Now I can go ahead and bring this down. And this is what I meant by this is a flattened. Parts of this PDF are flattened. The binder part or the cover part of the planner is flattened to this PDF. So there's no way that we can extract this unless we remove the background, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my little rectangular marquee tool over here on your left hand toolbar, rectangular marquee, and I am just going to go ahead and get super close. Well, let's try that again. Because what I'm trying to do is just to isolate as much of this area that I can. And that's going to be pretty good. And actually, let me go ahead and rasterize and trim that, because if not, it's not going to cut it out. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it and I'm going to paste it and then tap off to deselect. So now this background, I am going to delete, and I just have this left right here. Okay. And that's basically what I'm trying to get to. I just want to make it as small as possible. This is the piece that I want, and that's locked. So let me go ahead and unlock it. And that's what I want. So once I have that done, I am going to export that out. And we're going to leave everything the same here. And we're just going to share it and save to files. And I'm just going to save that in my downloads. Okay. So now I'm all set with that, and I can actually delete that. Okay. And I'm going to keep this document open because I'm just going to bring that ring right in here when I'm done removing the background. So now I'm going to jump into Canva, and all that I'm going to do is take that image that we just did in Affinity and drag it in here. Okay. And I am going to remove that background. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and look at it. And as you can see, all that white is gone, and it's just the isolated ring. And that's really good. Now you can leave it like this. You can download this now, and it's ready to go. As I mentioned, this is a low resolution image, and I do like to, while I'm in here, if I'm in Canva, they do have an upscaler. So I'm going to go ahead and upscale that just a little bit. And all that's going to do, it's going to bring back some of that detail in this image. So it's going to take a second here. Just going to make the image bigger and a little bit more defined. Okay, so now that's good. You go ahead and get out of that, and then I am just, you don't have to do this, but this is just the way I do things. I get into a rhythm. Okay, so now that's set. I can go ahead and share that, download it, transparent background, and I'm going to go ahead and download that to my downloads. We can get out of there. Okay, now I'm going to jump back into Affinity Photo, and I'm going to go right back into this canvas that I was in. And that new one, I'm going to drag that in. So now there's no background on that. I'm going to make it a little bigger. And I am going to go ahead and rasterize and trim it. And it's going to crop it nice and close. And that's good. Now I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to inspect everything. Because sometimes when you use some of these background erasers, some of the lighter areas on your image will get removed as well. So I like to go through and make sure that there's no missing pieces. And it looks pretty good, actually. And it came in with this little shadow there. I'm not too bothered with it. I know in my other one I did remove that. But you know what? Not a big deal. It looks good. We're going to leave that one on. Okay. So now I have the isolated rings from the planner. Okay, now we are going to change the color of those rings. So there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. You can use the layer FX. I'm going to tap on that. You can go to your FX panel. You can do a color overlay, and then tap on the text color overlay and pick a color from your swatches, or if you have an image on here that you want to go by, you can do that as well. I am going to pick, let's go with this lavender color, purple color. And as you can see, the color is applied, but that's not what we want because all of our details are now gone, okay? It just looks like a solid flat image. So in order to bring some of that back, you want to change the blend mode. So if you tap on your blend modes where it says normal across the top, and you scroll down, you'll see that there's several different ones. So there's darken, darker color, multiply, color burn, linear burn. So go down these different blend modes and find one that you like that is going to bring you close to the color that you're trying to get. Okay. So for me, when I'm changing the color of things like this, usually hue works very well, and usually color works very well. Like I really like this blend mode for this purple color. On the color blend mode, it works really nice. So that's one way that you can do it. Okay. Let's back out of that. Another way that you would be able to change the color is to do a filter, and it is the HSL filter. Okay, so if you tap on HSL filter in your filters and adjustments panel there, and then you tap on this color wheel, you'll get all of these options and these different sliders. So here on the top one is your hue. You can move it back and forth, and then say I want to go with a purple color. Oh, I like that. Then you can adjust the saturation of it. Maybe you want it to be brighter, or you just want it to be more pastel. I like that. And then the luminance is how bright you want that color to be. Okay. And I like that. That's really pretty. So that's another way that you would be able to change out the colors. Okay. And then let me show you one more way. Over here on your right hand side, if you go over to your adjustments again, and then you scroll down and tap on recolor, that's another way that you can do it. Very similar to the HSL adjustment, you're going to tap on your hue, and you can either input a number or you can just slide up and down. And then you can kind of locate that purple color, and I don't want it to be as saturated, so I'm just tapping on the screen and moving my pencil up and down. That seems like a nice one. And then you can adjust the brightness of it, and you just mess with it back and forth until you find something that you like, something that looks good to you. Okay. So those are 3 different ways that you can change out that color in Affinity Photo, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And I am going to go with the color overlay. And I'm going to change that to, I don't know if I like color or hue better. Oh, let's go with color. That's really pretty. Okay, and then once you decide what blend mode you want, what color you want, tap on the selection icon, and it'll get you out of that screen. Okay, so now that we have that done, it's just missing one little thing, right? We want to put a little bit of a drop shadow on there. It just makes it more dimensional, makes it look a little bit more realistic. So right here in your FX panel, you can tap on outer shadow, tap on the outer shadow text, and then you can just, I'm using my Apple Pencil just to kind of drag the shadow where I want it. That looks pretty good right there. So I'd say 24. And then I am going to blur that out just a bit, and let's try 20 and see what that looks like. Okay, I like that. So now we have our little drop shadow. Now what I'm going to do is export that. And it's going to be a PNG. We're going to just copy it. I'm going to cancel, and I'm going to jump into Noteful, and I'm going to paste it on here. And then what you do is you just resize it. And it should line up pretty good because we used the exact image as our reference. There we go. So now we have this cute lavender rings for our planner. All right, so you can stop there and you would be all done, and that's perfect. What you can also do is take a copy of the independent rings, the ones without the spine on them. I'm going to go ahead and copy that. I'm going to jump back into photo, and I'm going to long press on the screen and paste them in here, okay? And then what you can do is you can go ahead and match those up in case you just need these and you don't need the spine, okay? And it would be the same process. You are going to rasterize it because we copied this in. So we're going to go ahead and rasterize and trim that. We're going to hit the FX layers. We are going to turn on color overlay. That's just the technique that I'm going to use to recolor these. I am going to select that purple color. Where was it? It was so cute. I mean, I guess I could use the color picker to match the other one, but that's okay. And then I'm going to switch that blend mode to hue. What was it color that we went to? Color looks really good. Very close. So now you have the matching piece, and I can export that. It's a PNG. I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to jump back in to Noteful. And again, I'm going to resize that. So that they match up. And this one needs to be run up just a tad. There we go. So now I have the individual rings, and then I have the rings with the spine. And then you can go ahead and save these into your stickers. So I'll put that in my Chelly tabs, save that. Done. And then I'm going to save these in there as well. Okay. So that's it. That's how you do it. It seems like a long process, but once you do it a couple of times, it goes very quickly, actually. So let's just recap everything that we did. So we're going to go ahead from our PDF annotating app. We're going to export the PDF file. We're going to save it to a location where we can easily find it. Okay. Once you do that, you're going to jump into Affinity Photo, and you are going to import that PDF. You're going to clean the PDF up, get rid of all the little things that you don't need, and then you are going to isolate the area that you want to extract. So in this particular case, I use the rectangular marquee to select a long rectangle around it, and I cut it off of that white background so that I didn't have to work with such a big space. Once I isolated that area that I wanted, I saved it to my files. So I exported it from Affinity Photo and saved it to my downloads so that I know where it's at and I can easily find it. And then I jumped into Canva in order to remove that white background that was left over, okay? While I was here, I also took the time to upscale it a little bit just because it's a low resolution image, and I wanted just to bring some of that detail back. Once all of that was done, I downloaded that image and I rebrought it in to Affinity Photo. In Affinity Photo, with just a transparent PNG of the rings, I was able to use 3 different ways in order to recolor them. You can either do from the layer effects panel, the FX panel, you can do a color overlay. From our adjustments panel, you could do an HSL adjustment, or you can also do a recolor adjustment in order to get them the color that you want. Just to note though, it is very difficult utilizing those adjustments and even the FX, it's really hard to match a specific color like exactly that you're looking for. It'll get you close, it'll get you in the range ballpark, but it's really difficult to pick an exact color. Just so you know that it's just that's one of the hard things because we don't have a color picker within the iPad app for the HSL and the recolor adjustments, but they're still very easy to use and they'll get you very close to where you need to be. Okay, and then once we did that, we exported these, the transparent file, the PNG, out of Affinity back into our PDF app, and then we saved it as a sticker after we resized it. So that's it. That's the process. I give it a go. Follow just step by step, and you'll find that it's not really complicated. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I will try to answer those for you. And you guys have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and it taught you something cool. Bye, you guys.